Alright, welcome in race fans. This is Jason with First Gear Network, bringing you live coverage of First Gear Racing Truck Series action, round 19 from Darlington. We're at the track Too Tough to Tame. We've got 16 drivers registered so far for tonight's event. And we are going to start these playoffs that we have here with a bang. You see Todd drifting it on the pit road. Klein coming out on the track. This is the beginning of the playoffs for the Craftsman Truck Series. Round 1 has 3 races, the next 3 weeks for the round of 10. And then we will have a cut where we go from 10 down to 8 drivers. For the round of 8 will also be 3 races. And then after that we'll have a cut, and we'll cut it in half. We'll go down to 4 drivers that will battle in one race for the championship to wrap up the season. Right now we have a very, very tight points battle with the reset. Let me get that pulled up here for you guys. And actually we'll move it over here, kind of dead center. Actually we'll leave it over here, that's fine. So currently Todd Smith is our points leader by 1 point over Andrew Groves. Joseph Klein is another 5 points behind Andrew in third, along with Alex Fuller. Michael Kennedy, Nolan Milnes are tied for 5th, and they are 11 points out of the lead. And then 7th is 4 drivers, 7th to 10th, Trevor, Brendan, Ivan, and Mark. All are at 2,000 points even, 12 points behind Todd. It's a very tight field to start the playoffs, with a couple of drivers that took a lot of playoff points throughout the season, not being in the playoffs, not racing for the championship. So it really minimizes the gaps that we would normally see. Our top 4 drivers in the points have race wins. Todd has 1 this season. Andrew has 2. He just won last week for his 2nd win of the season. Joseph has a win, and Alex has a win. So looking at the standings, looking at what we've got in front of us, certainly with 16 drivers so far registered, there is a chance to see this playoff get split wide open, or we could see it even get tighter depending on how everybody runs tonight. Pull up the race info for you guys. So again, this is round 19, first race of the round of 10. Tonight's race, 147 laps. We're going to have our stage breaks to the completion of lap 45 and lap 90. Again, we've got 16 trucks already registered for tonight's event. We're dealing with weather temperature is at 87 degrees, track temp. My apologies, that's the track temp is 87, the ambient is 81. 65% humidity, partly cloudy skies with a 5-mile-an-hour breeze. Here at Darlington, this track length is 1.31 miles, and you can tell by the design of the track, turns 1 and 2, a little bit wider radius, turns 3 and 4 much tighter. And that's the corner that generally 3 and 4, I mean you can get a Darlington stripe anywhere around here really, but 3 and 4 because of how tight it gets. Definitely see some Darlington stripes down at that end, and we'll see a handful, a good amount of those I feel like tonight. And then again, as you can tell down here on the bottom right, we are racing for one of our members, Ben Summerford, one of our admins, been here since the beginning. Ben lost his wife, Tammy Jo, the other day. This happened on Thursday. She passed away. So we have, we've got this logo that's going to be on the broadcast tonight. We've also got drivers on the track that have this logo on their trucks as well, in support of for Tammy, in remembrance, and to support Ben and their family. It's terrible to have to go through losing someone We just want Ben and the Summerford family to know that we're here for them. We support them, we love them, and we're thinking of them and praying for them through this tough time. So just want to give a shout out to the drivers that were able to get these logos on their trucks and help support this. So appreciate everybody for taking part in that. And Ben, we love you. We're missing you. And we'll hope to see you back on the track and in the booth here soon. All right, so now we've got just under 10 minutes left of practice. We've got, let's take a look here. Still 16, yep, we're still at 16 trucks registered. Looks like I've got one more I've got to add. Let me get this fixed real quick. Give me just a moment. Didn't have a Ford in here earlier to get the rough cam going, so we got that adjusted real quick. Appreciate you guys hanging with me there. Right along with Edwin James here in the 46 Waffle House Toyota. Edwin didn't get a chance to run a full season in the trucks, but he's run, I think, up to 9 events. He was just short of making the playoffs based off of points as we went down the line and were clearing out drivers that weren't intending to race the playoffs, so on and so forth. So he is not a playoff driver, but has shown good speed this season in the trucks, and could be a wild card to throw in and maybe interrupt a playoff driver's win or something like that. So still a guy to look out for. Currently right now, fastest on the track, 1 lap time, is the 48 of Andrew Groves at 29.29. Right behind him, you'll see the 66. Todd Smith, got "I hate Bubba Wallace" on the back, showing a little anger. A little bit of response probably to Bubba winning the Cup race at Indy today. Joseph Klein's going to be P3 on the chart so far for fastest lap. Nolan Milnes is 4th on the chart. He's got the tribute to Tammy Jo, multiple spots on that truck. Trevor Benz is going to be P5. Nate Brooker is going to be P6. Michael Kennedy, P7. And then there's Edwin James in P8. Again in the Waffle House Toyota. Brian Hayberger in the 82. He is 9th on the chart so far. And Alex Fuller in the 16 is in 10th currently in the standing or in the speed charts for fastest lap here in practice. Morgan Sterling is in 11th. Brendan Decker is in 12th. We got Mr. Jareth Van Sluten in the 43. He's not on the road this weekend, so he can join us. Good to have him on track. Need him to deliver me some of that Coors on his truck. He is 13th on the speed charts. Tim Felker, the only Ford in the field so far. Got that American flag Miller Lite, number 12. He is 14th on the speed charts. Mark Owlett, Turtle Power. He is currently 15th on the speed charts. His fastest lap is just about a second off of Andrew's time that he set as his fastest. And then Ivan Deschamps, back from a 2-week vacation, his home country of Canada, back home in Florida, back on the track with us tonight at Darlington. Good to have Ivan back with us. And he is 16th in the standings. So, again, just 5 minutes left to practice, so these guys are just getting the final tests and runs done. Some of them are staying off track now. They got all the practice they needed to figure out what these trucks are going to do as the sun sets.
Jason?
The lights come on. Go ahead.
Can you pull me in the chat for a minute? I can talk to you.
Okay.
Please.
Give me just one moment, folks.
I'm expecting a lot of that
Sorry
tonight.
about that. I'm back with you, folks. Just a quick update that I'll have to give out to the drivers as well. Ivan has stepped down from the playoffs, and that goes on to the next guy in line that's here tonight, and that would be one Edwin James. So we will get the points updated after the race tonight and get things
Figured
adjusted
I'd just get
properly.
out of the way now.
But that will put Edwin as our 10th driver in to the playoffs. And as we've just got 2 minutes left, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick announcement to the guys, and we will be ready for qualifying here shortly. Radio check, just making sure you guys got a copy.
Nope.
All right, fair enough. Just want to thank you guys for coming. This is round 19 of the Truck Series season. First race of the playoffs. One quick adjustment that I just got informed of. We are going to have a swap in our 10th place position for the standings before the race. Ivan is going to step out of the playoffs, and Edwin is next in line for that. So Edwin will be making it into the playoffs. So he is a playoff eligible driver. I'll get the points all fixed before I update tonight's race and the results and everything. I'll do that afterwards. So just wanted to let everybody know. I want to thank you all again for being a part of this series and this whole season and this league. We've got 147 laps scheduled for tonight. Our stage breaks will be at the completion of lap 45 and lap 90. As usual, you have 5 sets of tires in the pits and 1 fast repair. Try to keep the Darlington stripes to a minimum, guys. But good luck, everybody. And I will be talking with the top 3 afterwards. Good luck, everybody. Have a fun race.
Good luck tonight, Edwin.
Thanks, sir.
Good, sir.
All right, so we've got that updated. Seeing a little bit of demolishing going on here to end practice. As again, Andrew Groves is going to be our fastest in practice, it looks like. Todd Smith second, Joseph Klein third. 14 truck out there, burning it up.
Hopefully we got a big crowd watching tonight.
All right, get things set up here as the lobby switches over. Again, I will have to get the playoff standings updated, but Edwin will start with 2,000 points. He has no wins, no stage wins for the season, so I'll just get him and Ivan swapped after the race. All right. Get a updated. Looks like Nate's going to be one of the first drivers out. Fuller, P2 on his first lap. Coming around to complete his second lap. See if he's got anything for Nate there at the top. Trevor Benz just jumps to the top. His first lap at 29.5. Joseph Klein's first lap, 29.44, across the line for his second lap, 29.32. He improved on that second lap. Great lap from Joseph. Got Jarrett out on track. Says he has been out already for 2 laps. I'm not certain. He may be just running extra time since he had contact, maybe during qualifying. Tim Felker in the 12 is rolling out now. Green flag for Tim here as he's coming around. Looks like he's running that lower line, just trying to stay away from the wall. Don't want any contact with the wall during qualifying, or it disallows your lap time. Oh, now he's flirting. Oh, tap the wall into 3. This lap most likely will not count. Let's see when he crosses the line here. Yep, no time registered there. So he's got to make this lap count. If he can stay off the wall, it'll jump him ahead of some guys that have had the same fate. Oh, so close to the outside wall out of 2 there. See if he can hold on to it. Come on. You can do it, Tim. Yep, much more comfortable taking it easy into 3 that time. He's going to make the second lap count. All right. Across the line. That's going to move him up to P5. Good lap. 30.43. Puts him ahead of Morgan and Mark on the charts. And then, like I said, there's a couple drivers. The 43, Jareth, and the 7 of Ivan put down lap times that, or put down 2 qualifying laps that had contact. So they don't have times on the board. So. All right, now we're just waiting. Oh, there it goes. It's like, I'm on this car. 29. Michael Candidy's coming out on his out lap. See what he can do here. Ooh, that looked close. Looks like Nolan is starting to roll for his out lap here, coming off pit road. I can't tell if Michael got the wall there or not. It was super close. We'll see what iRacing says. No count. He's got to make this second one count. You just kiss the wall, you lose your lap. You're right on the, oh, he's into the wall. That's going to count against him for both laps. Darlington stripes getting handed out in qualifying. That's going to put the 29 further in the back than where he wanted to start. You see Nolan is on his first lap here. Kisses the wall. It's going into 3 and 4. See if he can make this second lap count as he tries to cut that bottom in 2, try to get a straighter exit off to stay away from that wall, and does. Now down here in turns 3, gotta get it woed up. There he goes. Much better entry into 3 that time. Tires definitely better grip. Doesn't flirt with that wall. Across the line. P2, a 29.5 on his second lap. Good lap for Nolan. All right, Brendan's out here on track now. The 31. Coming to complete his first lap. 30.58, going to put him 9th on the chart. Looks like we've got Andrew, Edwin, and Todd all coming out here at the same time almost. Todd's a little bit ahead. We'll watch Brendan's lap. We'll complete that lap first here. Good 3 and 4. Little squirrely on exit. Cross the line. Does he gain? 29.95, P6. Good run. Good lap by Brendan. Both laps. Got a lot of guys not able to get a lap to count right now tonight, so keeping it out of the wall is the first objective. And then you work on your speed. Try to be fast. Todd flirts with the outside wall out of 4. Across the line. Where does he go? P1. Andrew Groves across the line. Oh, his first lap didn't count. Edwin's first lap puts him P7. 29.7. Let's watch this again because Todd's coming through 3 and 4. across the line. Does he better that lap? Nope. Still a 32 though. Really good lap. Andrew goes up the charts, and Edwin. Great laps. Andrew throws up a 29.37. Edwin with a 29.41. Now I think we just wait to see if Brian, I think he said something on the radio a moment ago, but he is the only one that has not made a lap, and we're out of time. All right, let's let that grid get loaded up here, and we'll set the grid for tonight's race. 16 drivers in the field, 10 playoff drivers, racing for a championship, racing for a championship title. Get a championship trophy next to your name in our Discord. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it's decent. And then there's prize money for everybody in the top 10. They participate in all 10 races. All right, let's pull up our grid for tonight. Todd Smith, our pole sitter. Joseph Klein on the outside of front row. Andrew Groves and Edwin James on row 2. Nolan Milnes, Trevor Benz on row 3.
So does your speed start at the
Alex
line
Fuller,
or at the end of pit road where the cone is?
Brendan Decker, Tim Felker, row 5. Morgan Sterling and Mark Allett, row 6. Row 7 will be Jared Van Sluten and Brian Hayberger. Row 8, Michael Kennedy and Ivan Deschamps. That is your starting field for tonight's race.
Okay.
Sorry, Todd, I missed what you said there.
I'm new here, so does the speed start where they register your speed, is it the line or is it the cone at the end of pit road?
So your speed has to be at the yellow cone on entry.
New here.
All right, everything's up. Again, thank you guys for joining us at home here and watching this wonderful race. Good luck to the drivers. See what kind of show happens tonight. Pace truck is down.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. 48 with a good bump to the back of the 66. Going to get that 66 clear. It looks like coming into turn 1 here. Side by side for second. Oh, we see the 46 get into the wall. Looks like maybe the 16 did, or at least tried to avoid it really hard. Everybody continues on. Trucks get spread out here. You see some comers and goers, just depending on what everybody wants to be aggressive or not here this early in the race. Check further back here. Michael Kennedy, another one of those championship contenders we expected to see up front tonight. Again, had contact on both of his qualifying laps here, back of the pack. Got to really take it easy. Oh, as it looks like the 7 almost into the back of them there. Got to be careful around the cars you're around. Everybody's trying to just mind their P's and Q's here. These guys have got to take care of these trucks for the long haul tonight. Andrew Groves gives up second to Joseph Klein. Cuts back in line in front of the 84 of Nolan Milnes. Todd has already checked out by almost a second. It's 3 laps down. 144 to go. Ooh, see these guys he had a run, just nowhere to go. That track gets really thin right there. It's really tight on exit of 2. Nolan's trying to roll it in, let it push up a little bit, and then let it come back down and get back in the throttle. Good momentum for the 84 here. See what he's able to do here coming into 1. You really want to get that exit out of 2 or out of 4 and get the run to be able to get beside the truck that you're trying to pass. They match momentum that time out of 2. Further back, Trevor Benz, P5, up 1 spot from where he started. Edwin James is down 2 spots. Again, just found out he did qualify for the playoffs minutes before qualifying. Ivan stepping out. So he's got a whole new outlook for this race tonight. Got the 230 who have Nate Booker right behind him. Good looking Grizzly truck there. Right now our biggest mover is Michael Candida. He's battling with Jarrett side by side. Coming out of turn 4 here, it gets tight. They keep it clean there, and the 29, if you can get that position, that'll put him up 3 spots. Drives it into 1, gets tight up there though. Keeps it off the wall. Got to get it back down for 2 though. There he goes. Good exit, and he's going to come to the outside of the 80. I don't think the 80 is going to contest there. Yep, he backs off and enters low. Lets the 43 by as well. Going to be a couple spots drop for him here real quick. And he lets Brian by as well. Michael Kennedy up 4 spots. Checking back out front, Todd Smith up to 1.4 second lead over Joseph Klein. Joseph's got a gap here over Andrew now. Andrew's still kind of, I wouldn't say holding Nolan back, but I feel like Nolan may be a little bit faster here at this point of the run. And when you, like I said, it's hard to get the run at the right time at this track because you can run side by side, but it is tough, and it's hard to run side by side and make ground on the truck that you're racing. So it's all about position and who's going to give up that spot. So Nolan, there we go.
I got wheel damage.
48's got wheel damage. He says he's up in the
Copy
wall.
that, thank you.
Lets Nolan by there as he got stuck up in the wall. So early misfortune for the 48. He's got to get to the end of 45 laps to get to the end of the stage to get that truck fixed. Checking back in the pack, 7 Ivan Deschamps again. Welcome back, Ivan. 2-week vacation to Canada. Just got back yesterday. Today. And right back on the racetrack. Good to have him with us. Missed him while he was gone. And he's just trying to make some laps tonight, dealing with jet lag. I don't blame him one bit. Tim Felker, currently running 15th. He's down 5 spots from where he started. Tim's still pretty new with the league and the series. Still gaining experience, doing what he needs to do. Get laps in. Get laps in. Just get comfortable with it. Get understanding of it. And hopefully Tim has some time here. We'll get to working with him, and if he's got any questions or needs any help, we're going to get him helped out too. Tim gets on and races about anything we've done here at First Gear Racing, so it's good to see him being a part of this truck series as well. All right, checking further up here, Edwin James has lost a few more spots. He has fallen back to 9th now. He is 5 spots back from where he started. He's our biggest drop, tied with Tim right now. So just kind of watching what's happening to the 46 here. I see he does have a 2X, so he's had some contact with most likely the wall. And he could have slight wheel damage, so that truck could be driving a little difficult for him right now. As you can see, the netcode throwing sparks up even when he's not on the wall. Up ahead of him, the 31, Brendan Decker, looking to maybe challenge the 16, Alex Fuller. Again, both of these guys are playoff drivers. So is Trevor Benz right in front of them in the 33. Currently holding down that 6th spot, and that 16 is getting close in his mirror though. Nate Brooker starting to pull away a little bit from those guys. He's up 2 spots from where he started. Trying to keep that Grizzly 230 truck out of the wall. Andrew Groves again still in 4th place with wheel damage. He's definitely fallen back from the front 3, but he is still in front of that pack. Check back here a little bit. Behind Edwin, we've got the 19 of Morgan Sterling. He's in 10th currently. He's up 1 spot from where he started. The Busch Toyota. Looks like Edwin got super loose there on exit. And that 19 is ready to pounce. Toyota on Toyota battle here. This battle brought to you by Toyota. Tight battle between those two. So trying to, again, Edwin possibly with some wheel damage. Truck is definitely not driving the way he wants it to. Started up in 4th. Ooh, little bang to the wall right there as the 19 is going to get by on him, but they're catching the 31 here, so the 31 may have had some trouble. Looks like he's into the wall. 2X possibly. Trevor got one as well. The 2X's are adding up here on my other screen, just kind of looking at contact for these guys. And it looks like Edwin's gotten by the 31, but here's the 29 and the 82. The 31's up into the wall again. Come on, Brendan, you can do it. Back up front, Todd Smith leads by 1.6 seconds over Joseph Klein. Looks like Todd's about to run into some company here. Looks like Ivan is in front of him. We're getting ready to complete lap 18 and start lap 19 there. See Trevor Benz falling back. Something happened with Mr. Benz. Coming down pit road. Something come up on him. Let's double check, see if he had some contact. I didn't see anything of record, so maybe it's the wheel damage he had earlier. He jolts down out of the way, down to pit road really hard, trying to load the truck up. Okay, he's coming down and making a pit stop. Different strategy there. I'm assuming it's for damage. And yes, fast repair used for Mr. Benz. I'm assuming he's going to take tires here and try to come back out and fight to get one of these 2 laps back that he's going to be down when he gets out. He gets out in front of Todd here, so he's just 1 lap down. But Ivan is a lap down and ahead of him, so not the lucky dog spot for Mr. Trevor yet. He's going to have to drive his butt off. Checking back out behind Todd. 2.5 second lead over Joseph now, so a little bit more of a gap, but Nolan is closing in on Joseph. Let's check this battle out here for a moment. Check right here. Andrew Groves actually going to be under threat from Nate Brooker here. 4th and 5th place. Now the sun is set and the lights are on here at Darlington. I know Kyle Heath is missing this. He loves Darlington. He's from around the area, loves this track. Celebrating a wedding anniversary and the son's birthday today, so he couldn't race with us tonight. So shout out to Kyle Heath. Hope you're having a great night. We miss not having you on track. Thinking of you, brother. Nate just trying to work that corner, just trying to get this momentum. Oh, he gets tight. Oh! Hard into the wall. Surprised that didn't record anything. I've also got a pit stop for the 31. 31 also down pit road already and used a fast repair. He comes out 2 laps down though. Tough brakes for these guys having issues with the wall. Darlington, she's evil. She's not friendly. You have to know where that edge is, and again, to be fast, sometimes you have to cross that edge, but you have to live right on it and prevent yourself from falling back that much. So tough break for a couple of our drivers, and they're both playoff drivers, the 33 and the 31. Hopefully there's plenty of racing left to be had though. They just got to have some things go their way here with the cautions and stage brakes and strategy to have a chance to still get back up near the front. So we'll see how that goes here. Following around with Todd, 2.2 second lead over Mr. Klein. So Joseph's made up about 3/10. He's got the 84 Nolan Milnes. 3 truck lengths behind him. Andrew Gross still holding off Nate Brooker, but Nate Brooker's got company behind him as Alex Fuller has caught these guys. Looks like the 12 of Tim Felker is close to going a lap down. He's on the apron. Yes. Down and out of the way of the leaders, it looks like. Now here's your battle right here. These guys, the 16's got some speed and momentum. The 230 has caught the 48 as well. So now you're just trying to figure out how best to get around here. Again, this track has multiple grooves. Oh, hard hit from the 48. That is a hard hit. Oh no, the 230 up there scraping the wall. These guys are giving it all they got. Shout out to these drivers. Really driving hard. And this is just the first stage. Happens here. The 48 is only going to get tighter after hitting the wall so much. He's able to make turn 2 really good there. Put on a good showing last week to end the regular season at Richmond. The 48 was super fast. Did a great job. You see these trucks are passing the 7 of Ivan Deschamps. He hangs down there below the stripes. There's less banking down there, so you got to go a little bit slower, but out of the way. Not trying to cause any trouble.
Yep.
Shout out from Andrew over the comms. Now we see Nate's gotten by Andrew, but Nate's not checking out.
Same logo, huh?
We still got 16 laps left to go in the stage. Trevor Benz out of the race. I missed it. Tough break for Trevor. I didn't see another contact after his pit stop, so I'm not certain what happened there, but Trevor is out of the race. No, Bubba. No. Break. Alright, so now we see Nate pulling away just a little bit from Andrew. Get back in a rhythm. Ooh, we see Alex riding with Alex there. He slid up into that wall. Just a slight tap. No big hit for the 16. Now he sets his eyes on the 48. Battle for 5th place. Nolan has gotten by Joseph for 2nd. Right now, fighting the 31, who is 2 laps down. Tim Felker on pit road. Taking a look here, looks like Jareth Walker's having a terrible lap right here. A couple of 2X's, maybe just off the wall hits, but opposite corners of the track. Truck getting tight for the 43. Tim Felker is on pit road. Tough break for him, probably using the fast repair if he hasn't yet. There we go. Pit stop completed. He's going to come back on track. See, Nolan is definitely closing in that gap. We're down to 0.8 of a second. This is your battle for the lead. Catching up on the back of the 80 and Mark Owlette. Truck low on the track. That looks to be the 43 of Jarris. He is possibly trying to get down to pit road. Probably got some wheel damage. Maybe wanting to try to get that fixed. Yeah, Ben, these tires, these guys said the wear wasn't too bad on them, but the heat, the right front tire gets super hot is what Andrew was telling me earlier. And after you get a couple Darlington strikes and a little bit of wheel damage, then they're just tight. They're tight the whole time. They're having issues trying to get these trucks to be loose. So it is a handful. You see, Nolan has made up a lot of time on Todd here. He's got 10 laps left in the stage, 9.5. I guess 9 coming to the line this time. Best Matt impression, 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go. Nolan is definitely making up that gap. As the 31 has just kind of had to hang out behind him. I'm guessing the 31 when he pitted for his fast repair took tires. These guys got 5 sets in the pit, so if you do come down pit road, you're usually going to leave with a set. No point not to. And now we just look to see this battle for the stage win between the 66 and 80. Klein's on the radio. Couldn't hear what he said though. May have been thinking Mark. That would make sense there. Back to this battle. Look back at Nolan. Got Brendan sitting behind him. Brendan's got that little bit fresher tire. He's not going away. He kind of wants to get one of these 2 laps back. I mean, that's a huge deal. So looks like he's got a run. Nope. Took a peek underneath the 84, but didn't really have the momentum there, so gets back in line. These guys have got older tires in front of them, and Todd's in the wall. Todd is in the wall, stuck in the wall. Can't get out of the wall.
I'll try to keep it up there so you can get by.
Appreciate it, dog.
And with that, the 31 does get by the 84, so that gets him one of his laps back. That is a huge deal when it comes to this format. I mean, he's not in line for the lucky dog, but being 1 down is a lot more manageable than being 2 down. 2 laps down is just so hard to come back from without having to really play some crazy strategy. And we see the 66 just into the wall. It's got to have wheel damage to that right
Sorry,
front.
Andrew.
Sorry from the 19. He's having, looks like he got passed there by the 48 and the 82. That was for position. Big shout out for our biggest mover of the race. Michael Kennedy is up 9 spots from the start of the race. He's up to 6th. Next biggest mover is the 82 of Brian Hayberger. He is up to 8th, up 6 spots. Great drive by both of these drivers. Right now we're currently sitting at 10 cars on the lead lap. Last truck, I say cars a lot, sorry. The 46, Edwin James, is the last one on the lead lap, but he is still basically a full straightaway ahead of the leader, so I don't see him getting caught before the end of the stage. Nolan is out there putting down some really good lap times compared to the rest of the field. He is the fastest car on track. that doesn't have fresh tires. So that would be the 31. And the 12 are putting in some 30.6s, 30.7s, but of everybody else on the lead lap, 31.7s. Nolan is putting down decent lap times, best on the lead lap right now. Save that truck for the end of the run, and that truck is pulling through very well as he's pulled out to a 1.6 second lead over Todd. Joseph is in third. He is closing in on Todd. Now they have 2 laps to go on the stage, so we'll see if he has time to really make that happen. Alex Fuller, though, still right on the tail of that 230 truck of Nate Brooker as they battle for 4th and 5th. Again, every point's going to matter. This field started separated from 12 points from 1st to 10th. So these playoff drivers, every point's going to matter. These stage points will help get them to advance. So we're going to see if the 16 maybe makes this happen as we see a bigger battle back here. The 48, the 82, and the 29 are all pretty close as well. Here comes the 16. This is the last lap. We're beginning the last lap of the stage. Right along here with Alex. See if he can get the drive off the corner. He does, but there's nowhere to go. Nate is right there, but he drops down. Going to try to get to the inside. Not enough room. Backs the corner up. Going to try to come underneath. How much is that point worth? Great driving by both these drivers as they cross the line.
Caution stuff.
And that is it. Stage is complete. So looking at results, Mark Owlett will be our lucky dog. Another playoff driver. We get back on the lead lap. And that's going to leave some options for some of these other guys that are, like I said, Brendan Decker. He took tires midway through that run. Does he take the
sorry if I squeezed you into the wall there, Andrew.
Try to get a lap back. Same thing with the 7, the 43, and the 12. They're all
Dude,
2
I got
laps
like
down.
severe wheel damage and like damage on the front end, so it's all right, dude.
Pace car, middle backstretch.
All right, we see Nolan catching up to the pace truck
I thought
here
I
in the
could
middle of
hold
the
the bottom
backstretch.
better,
Coming into
but I-
turn 3, the field will get all caught up. And
Come on, we need to catch up to the pace car. Let's go.
pit road should be open this time by.
God, I love your bumper.
Ivan chooses to come down with the leaders. Again, he's 2 laps down. He's going to pop down into his pit stall. You're going to watch these top 3 battle it out here for who comes out first. 84 slides a little bit in his box, had to back up. That's going to lose him time. He's going to have a hard time getting back out. That looks like the 48 there. Okay. Here comes the field. 84 gets a start out. He's still going to get it. Okay, the 84 still gets the position. Joseph Klein, though, gets by. Todd Smith trying to get, I think he's trying to get repairs. I bet you he's trying to hold on to that fast repair. And he is. Todd's going to take a little bit longer stop here. Really didn't see much with this truck, but some of these angles are terrible to really see anything, so I'm sure that right front wheel probably had a little bit of wheel damage. Trying to get that fixed up without using the fast repair, so that way he doesn't have to come up off that. There he goes. He's starting to roll right before the pace car gets there, so I don't know if he got it all fixed, but
Whoa.
looks like the 48's coming back down pit road. Still going to try to work on his damage. Uh-oh. We had a spinner.
Get on by me, guys. Just keep passing me. A lap down or so.
Not certain what he's doing here. Right inside the pace truck. And spins the tires, puts it nose first into the wall. And then proceeds to get it spun around here. And he is trying to catch up with the field. He was, okay, he still got it. Got the wave around there. With that, we should be lined up here, ready for a restart. Stage 2. Got to race to the completion of lap 90.
Was that the end of the stage?
Yeah, that was the end of the stage. All right, now we go to stage 2, completion lap 90.
Yeah, I was trying to give 10th place points before the stage ended, but the caution turned out too fast.
Hey guys, don't run over me. I'm gonna try and get out of your way best I can here.
Is on pit road. Not certain with the wave around getting the luck. I don't know if pit road was open. Doesn't look like it was, so he's going to get a hold. Trying to take advantage of the wave around. He's going to have a penalty. It will it'll give him a 40-second hold, so that's not going to work in his favor.
Green flag.
Green is out. 84 gets a good jump on the 14. 16 right to the bumper of the 14 though. Looks like the 230 is going to be able to get beside the 16 in 1 and 2 here. Then the 16 is going to have to run off the corner, clear him. All right, Nolan first, Joseph second, Alex third, Nate is in fourth, Michael Candidate. Started in the back, now you're here. Top 5 already, beginning of stage 2. Ooh, these trucks are getting loose. Checking further back. Brian Hayberger's up to 7th. Got Edwin right behind him. 31 of Brendan. Decker is 1 lap down. He is the first truck 1 lap down. He's in the lucky dog position if we have a caution. Here comes Andrew underneath the 12 of Tim Felker. Looks like Jareth is serving his penalty now. Tough break trying to get that wave around, and you just can't pit though. You have to stay out. Only the lucky dog gets a chance to pit. Everybody else is either get a lap back and restart with used tires or pit. And the pit's open. Oh, the 46 is sideways. Oh, what a save. Edwin with the save out of turn 2. The 48 though is going to take that momentum he has on the 46. Oh, 46 into the wall just a little bit as the 48 goes by. Just got to keep the truck underneath you. Still a lot of racing left to go. We have completed 53 laps in this race. We still have 94 laps left to race total distance. See, Todd got all or most of his damage fixed in the 66. He'll try to come from the back of the field here and push his way through as he is side by side with the 12. Oh, scratches the wall out of turn 4. And they're still side by side. Oh! That was close. That looked like it could have been disastrous for both of them, and it looks like they're going to come out okay on that one. That leaves the 82 right behind him in 10th, and that's our last truck on the lead lap, Brian Hayberger. He's right behind that 12 truck of Tim Felker. Back up front.
Thanks, brother.
Has got company. The 14 and the 230 are there. This 84 showed it in the first stage. Long run truck. Not going to push his tires too early, too soon. He was able to do it in the first stage, really just coming through the field and taking his time. Whereas here, he is up front, and he's got 3 suitors now as Alex Fuller has joined the fold. So we've got 4 trucks battling for 1 spot. All of them want to lead this race. Oh, we see the 16 get super loose. See Joseph and Nate get by. New leader, 14. Joseph Klein. Got a fast truck, but he's still got that 230 and Nate Brooker right behind him. Shout out from Chrissy Groves. Message to Andrew. Dad and I wish you luck, Andrew Groves. Nice to see you drive the truck series. We appreciate him being a part of it, that's for sure. We see Alex Fuller into the wall hard in turn 3. I think that truck took a hard hit there. That's 2 X's on his record there, and that's that could be heavy wheel damage. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on the 16 as this run goes on. Keeps it out of the wall in turn 1, turn 2. Everything looks to be good. Right along with him here for a minute. Seems like it's still holding together okay. He's not losing ground to Nolan right in front of him. I'll tell you else who isn't losing ground. That 230, Nate Brooker. He is on the rear bumper of Mr. Klein. Trucks are racing hard. So fun to see at this track. Trying to get that truck to turn down. He gets tight in the wake of the 14, but keeps it off the wall. Right now, Joseph holds on to the lead. Nate is right there, ready to pounce if he makes a mistake. Alex Fuller's doing the same with the 84. He's hanging just a couple truck lengths back. Just waiting for the 84 to make a mistake. But here comes Andrew Groves and Todd Smith. They have both made their way from the back of the pack on this restart. It looks like the 66. I can see a little bit of bend in that right front fender. So that nose has been bent into the wall again, or they didn't get it all fixed.
Go high.
I didn't notice it earlier, though. Oh, another into the wall. Looks like it's just curved just a little bit above the front of that right front tire. Michael Kennedy is in 7th. Morgan Sterling running 8th. Good run for him. Oh, as we see the 12 truck hard into the wall. Brian Hayberger in 9th, followed by Edwin James in 10th. And again, then we've got 10 trucks on the lead lap. Brendan Decker in the 31 is 1 lap down. He is the lucky dog position if we do have a caution. Mark Allett. Again, I thought he was the lucky dog after the first stage.
43 is wrecking.
43 is wrecking. He is stopped. He is trying to get it going.
Caution, caution.
And there's the caution. Slams it into the wall. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened with Jareth here. He's in turn 2. Hard into the wall. Ooh, big hit on the inside wall. Locks it up. That left front tire is off the ground. That's where we caught him. Left front fender just tore off.
Pace car, middle back. Pace truck, rather.
Jareth is taking a tow to the pits. That's going to move him down to 15th, and I think he has used his fast repair already. We have trucks coming down pit road. 31 and the 12 stay out. Like I said, the 31 should get the lucky dog here and get to go past the pace truck. And he does. Alright, Joseph pitting from the lead. Everybody on the lead lap has come down here, so got to expect tires and fuel. Such a hard hit for the 43, Jareth. That was a tough one, and he has called it a night. See the 14 win the race off pit road. I'm looking for Todd. He may be trying to do more repairs. He's gonna stay there. Yep, looks like he's doing some more fixing to the truck. Just a little bit of damage to that right front. Gonna try to get that straightened up here. These guys pass on by. See Mark Allette, he went pitted with the rest of the lead pack. Still one lap down. This will put him in the lucky dog spot, it looks like. Looks like the 12 and the 7 may be taking the... Oh, yep, there we go. There's the 7. There's the 66 off the pit road. Getting more repairs done to that truck. Trying to get that thing where he doesn't have to use that fast repair yet. These guys have got to whip around to catch the field. Brendan Decker got the lucky dog, gets serviced, right back out on track, and again, lead lap car now. And we see everybody double file here. Everybody's getting lined up. We're going to see these guys trying to catch up from the back of the pack here.
Green flag.
Green is out.
Sorry, I tried to stay down off him.
Looks like the 66 had an issue there. So a good bit back with that slide down in 1. Just a little bit of a gap.
Good save though, buddy.
Let's go back and take a look at that, because we didn't get to see the whole thing in its entirety, so we just caught him when he came out of the corner. Let's see. Drops down into the back of the 82, sideways. Catches it. Yeah, so just a tough breakdown there on that lower end of the banking, but a heck of a save by the 66. Mr. Highside. Joseph Klein still leads. Fastest lap of the race, just ran a 29.39. Track has gotten cooler. Speeds have come up. And now we've got Nolan and Andrew battling for second and third here. Andrew's back. He's gotten that truck fixed in the stage 1 brake. Fresh set of tires. Just got to keep it off the wall. Mr. Groves, you can do it. First Gear Racing Chevrolet. Both of those trucks, really good looking trucks. Big shout out to Nolan. He got that host for Tammy Joe and for, Ben and your family, and appreciate you, Ben, watching at home. Just thinking about you guys, but Nolan wins the award for going all out, getting it on all the panels like that. Really good job. Really appreciate everybody that got a chance to partake in that and support the Summer for family and everything you guys are going through. So, love you guys, and thinking of you. So we see these three kind of staying in line, the 8448 and the 230. You got the 19, Morgan Sterling. He's up in the top 5. That's his first appearance up there today in the Bush truck. And he is up 6 spots from where he started. This is his furthest up the field so far tonight. Good run for that Toyota. Joseph climbs out to just over a half a second lead. A little bit further back, Michael Kennedy is under pressure from the 46. Edwin James looks to the inside, looking to take the Waffle House truck over to the Goodwrench service store.
Say,
29 drops down, then back up. Playoff drivers putting it to it. It's all good, Jarrett. It's all good, buddy. It's not a problem. It's racing. It happens, man. Not a big deal at all. Glad to have you back on track tonight. Sorry it didn't go your way, though. I was rooting for you. I really wanted to have a Coors Light in victory lane with you. Coors. Not Light, but Coors. Drinking a Coors Light Friday night. You see the 29 hold off the 46 right now for position. Alex Fuller just a little bit back. In 8th. Todd Smith, though, I think he's got the truck fixed now. Maybe, possibly. But with that slide at the start, it still looks like the fender's still a little bent out in that right front. I don't think he's got it to 100%. It's got to be close, though. Brian Hayberger in the 82. Again, just managing his race, trying to stay out of trouble. Doing a really good job tonight. He's running 10th. 31, Brendan Decker, just got that lucky dog, came down, got fresh tires, topped off on fuel, back on the lead lap. Mark Owlett running a little bit further back there. He is currently 1 lap down, but he is in the lucky dog spot with 12 laps left to go in the stage. So he could be sitting pretty. That and the 12 and the 7 are also 1 lap down, but they're a little bit behind Mark. So there's Tim.
750.
Looks like the 7 is calling his shot to come down to pit road right now. Leaders are coming. Here's a side-by-side. Andrew underneath Nolan for position. Tucks back in behind him out of turn 4 and down the front stretch. 11 laps to go on the stage. Track Too Tough to Tame is really showing itself tonight. We've seen a lot of right sides of these trucks up into the wall. A lot of sparks flying. Some really good racing, though. These guys are really trying to work the run at the right time to make these passes. And it's hard when you're right behind another truck. You're getting the dirty air off of that truck. It gets your truck even tighter. And it's already tight. These guys were telling me in practice these trucks were tight, so you're not going to get looser when you're behind another truck, that's for sure. Right along the First Gear Racing Chevrolet, driven by Andrew Groves. A little bit of a gap opened up here to the 84 now. This 84 again, as the runs get longer, the 84 seems to come in. So Nolan has got that long run speed in that truck, so he's starting to close in on Joseph now as we're at a half a second. Excuse me. right behind Andrew, we've got Nate. Nate is closing in a little bit on Andrew here. We do see Ivan did make his pit stop. He's back on track. Currently 3 laps down of the leader. Just trying to figure out the best way to see, get a little bit of dirty air, overdrive the entry, scrape the wall, and now you got to try to fight back and try to prevent damage to the front end of the truck. Obviously, that right front wheel is so sensitive. Some of the guys were talking about how hot the right front tires are getting here. See, there it is. It gets hot, and then it just wants to push again. The temperature in the tire doesn't want to turn, and it just pushes towards the outside wall. Really got to back the corners up, let the truck roll, get it turned down as we see the 12 in front of the guys here. Leaders just went by him. He's up in the wall. And he is clear, but then comes back up. Let's make sure we don't have any issues here with the 19. The 12's just trying to gain that experience, trying to gain that knowledge on track. Nothing wrong with that. 29 is going to take advantage of the 19 slowing up. Splits the 12 and the 19 as the 12 drops down on the apron. Maybe coming to pit road this time. Great move by the 29. He saw a spot, he took it, got back up and split him. That was well done. That's going to put him up to 5th. Michael Kennedy is up 10 spots from where he started. Great drive by him tonight. Now we're seeing that lead tighten up even more, but right behind him, Morgan Sterling's got company. Edwin James, Alex Fuller, they're still there. Edwin's up to 7th in that Waffle House Toyota. Putting on a great drive. Found out 3 minutes before qualifying that he is in the playoffs. Change your whole game mode, right? You're not in the playoffs, you're just trying to get wins. You're just trying to race really hard. And now you find out, hey, points matter. Try to, you know, still win the race, but take care of your truck, take care of your equipment. Oh, contact! That's not how you take care of your equipment. Oh my goodness! Heck of a save! Heck of a save by the 46. Just slight contact with the 16 underneath them. Gets them sideways, and they kept it going straight. Holy cow! Check that man's britches and his rear tires. They're hot. Heck of a save by Edwin. Well done. We're going to go back. That was too good to ignore. We go on the roof cam. Let's see how far he's pointed. Oh, yeah. Let's see how hard he works the wheel here. Wow. Turning all the way to the right. Turn right to go left. Kicks it down a gear and gets back going. Heck of a job. Alright, back up front, we've got a battle for the lead. This is the last lap of the stage. The 84 has gotten to the outside of the 14. They're going to get tight out of 2 here, though. Gives them room. They come down. Nobody's into the wall. Oh, they're still side by side. The 14 cuts behind the 84. Last lap pass at the end of the stage, and the 84 is going to come home with the checkered flag. Stage winner, Nolan Milnes. Heck of a job.
Caution is out.
Caution is
All right,
out.
talk to me, Goose.
That is the end of the stage. And just recapping what we had from the first stage, that is a sweep of the stages for the 84 tonight. That was a heck of a battle for the stage win there, Nolan. Well done.
Thank you.
Looks like the 12 is called it a night as well. That's going to leave us 13 cars left in the race. The leaders have caught the pace truck at the end of the back stretch. Rest of the field still has some catching up to do. Let's see if the 80 gets his lucky dog, because he is the only one lap down. Let's see if this pans out for him. Get back on the lead lap. Have an opportunity to make something happen here. So should be able to come right around. Get that lucky dog. Oh no! Oh, he got loose. He went and stepped on the gas. Come on, Mark, you can do it. You just got pit this time. Pit this time. You can do it, buddy. Should be able to get down here. Just not get caught speeding coming on the pit road. It is so hard to get the truck slowed down. Alright, commitment cone good. Speed good. He made it. Alright. And off of pit road, Nolan completes getting off the race off pit road. It still shows him on pit road for some reason. I don't know why. Timing and scoring is weird. If I do this. There we go. So checking out our manufacturers right now. Chevrolet top 8 spots. Looks like we've got Toyota in 9th, 10th, 9th, 11th, and 12th. And a Chevy in 13th and a Chevy in 10th.
Edwin, sorry for that contact.
Yeah, the
I went
tires.
outside, I went past you. I don't know how much of
The
it was
tires,
me
when
and how
they get
much we
old,
just
that
boosted.
wall does not help. It beats you up. It really does. Darlington is a tough track. Alright, looks like we've gotten too wide here. Lights are off on the top of the pace truck. We've got 54 coming to 53 laps left to go in the race. This is the final stage. No more stage breaks, no more guaranteed cautions. Only for cause. As we see the back of the field trying to get caught up here and get in line. Looks like the 80 got his pit stop in. The 46 still on pit road. Not certain what happened there. He's going to barely get off pit road or not get off pit road. The field is coming around. He is staying on pit road.
Green flag.
Green is out. 84 with a good start in the restart zone gets clear of the 14. That leaves the 29.
Sorry, he was just flickering in and out. Sorry.
.29 to second. Michael
Come on,
Kennedy.
Morgan, that wasn't right.
Big mover.
Sorry, Ivan, I didn't expect you to keep going lower and lower.
I try to get out of the way, but that's what I do.
I figured as much. Racing deal.
All right. Nolan with the lead. Michael Kennedy right to his rear bumper. Looking to the inside out of turn 4. Across, or out of turn 2. I'm getting backwards now. This track used to be that way a long time ago. All right, new leader, new second place. Joseph Klein gets second, and here comes Nate in the 230, going to get past Nolan for third. Nolan again, long run truck. He's had it all night. No point to expect anything different out of him at this point of the race. We have a chance at a long run here. Michael Kennedy started in the back, been working his way up through the front the whole night. And now he is the leader. That moves him up 14 spots from where he started. Great drive by the 29 truck tonight. And now you've got the 16, the 48, and the 31. All right on the rear end of the 84 truck here, ready to pounce. 48 looks underneath the 16. Tries to get the truck to rotate. Looks like he might get the 84 as well. 2 for 1 in the corner. Enters 3. 2 spots lower and gains it all in turns 3 and 4. 2 spots, 1 corner. Well done for Mr. Groves. That's going to move him. He's going to be on a pace here. He's going to try to get by the 14 as quick as he can. He's got the run, just a little late on entry, but the 14 backs the corner up. Oh, 48 tries to charge it in a little deep. Keeps it down though. Great drive. These trucks must feel great with these fresh tires though. You guys can really attack. Look at the 48 dive it into 1. He gains so much on Nate. Now he's gonna let it rotate, try to come off the corner out of 2. Doesn't have the run, they're pretty equal, but he's gonna look and dive it in under braking under the 230 and put Andrew Groves up to 2nd. What a drive. Some awesome racing. Now he is 1.9 seconds behind the leader, Michael Kennedy in the 29. Yeah, man, they're a bunch of hungry vultures, man. The charges are coming. This is crazy. Nate's under threat here from the 14 now as the 14 looks to the inside. Joseph's there, but he's not clear just yet. Super close on exit. He does get clear. Joseph Klein to 3rd place. Can't talk. Nolan's still holding on to 5th, trying not to fall back too far. Again, he's got this longer run truck. It's shown all night in the first 2 stages. Looks like Edwin James still on pit road. I don't know what's happened. There is some damage to his truck that I didn't get notified of. I'm not certain what happened. I see a report from well before the stage break, but it doesn't show up on this one, so maybe my timing and scoring is just not right. My apologies. I'm not certain what that's about. Definitely got some damage to the right front though, so he is getting repairs, but I did not see where the contact came from. Alright, here comes the 48. He's chipped about a half a second out of the leader's time. Joseph Klein not too far back either. Nate running in 4th. Nolan 5th. Brian, he's up to 6th. The 82 truck up 8 spots from where he started. This is a good run for him. Moving up the pack here. He's been running mainly in the back half of the top 10 tonight, and now he's got that drive going forward. That 82 truck looking good, and he's gaining time on the 84. That could be for position here shortly. Right behind him is the 16, Alex Fuller. Up into the wall a little bit there. Got the 31 and Brendan Decker right behind him, and Todd Smith right behind him. 31 looked a little loose there. Looks like he's gonna leave it low, let the 66 by. Move Todd up to 8th. Morgan Sterling in the 19, still running on the lead lap in 10th place in the Busch truck. And then, oh no, just as we go to it, looks like Mark's into the wall a little bit there in turns 3 and 4. Mark just got the lucky dog back on the lead lap. Looks like Edwin's pit stop has ended. He is leaving the pits now. So he's going to come out 13 laps down with repairs needed. Again, something that I'm not certain what happened.
You're welcome, guys.
To Edwin there. But the Waffle House truck is back on track in 13th place, 13 laps down, in memory of Kyle Heath. There's no racing tonight. That's how all that works. So checking out our lap times and just overall gap. Ooh, 29 gets a little squirrely there out of turn 4. I say, looks like he was holding serve pretty well. Timing and scoring the last lap by. Andrew Groves was 0.03 of a second faster, so still gaining. Joseph was even a bigger gainer, almost 0.2 faster than Michael the last lap. So the 14 is coming at a pace a little bit faster. And by other than, it was like Todd Smith was about the only other truck faster that last lap. So Andrew's going to have company here soon, I feel like, with the 14, Joseph Klein. And from third back, you can see a little bit of a gap created down to the 230 of Nate Brooker in fourth. And right along with him, there's Nolan in fifth. I think he's just waiting for his truck to come in, which is probably about that time. Right behind Nolan, you're going to have Brian Hayberger. Right behind him, you're going to have Alex Fuller, who's under threat from Todd Smith for position. And Todd is looking. Himself in the wall in turn 3, gets it lower in turn 4. Right up next to the wall in turn 1 and gets it cut down in turn 2, trying to get a straighter drive off the corner because of how tight it is out of turn 2. Into the wall, in turn 3, a couple trucks ahead there. Darlington stripes for everybody. Looks like maybe the 230 got into the wall, had to jolt down away from it to get off the wall. The 66 is going to get really close to it and then back down the track, going to try to get a run on the 16. Everybody's kind of coming back towards the leader a little bit. Michael Kennedy's kind of coming back to second and third, but this pack here is starting to, they're not letting them get away too far. See 82, scrape the wall out of 2. Gives up position to the 16 and the 66. Riding along with old high side, man. He loves that wall. We love you, Todd. Keep it exciting, that's for sure. Closes in on the back bumper of that 16 truck again. Alex is right on the back bumper, and Nate in the 230. He looks, comes back up, says nope, that's not the time. Try to get that 230 to overdrive the corner a little bit. He doesn't, but the 66 does on entry. Gets tight. He's able to back it up, keep it off the wall. Alex takes another peek. These guys are trying to get these trucks to rotate. They're getting tighter and tighter, and you actually saw the rear end kind of. Just that you could see that 66 got a little sideways there while we're riding on board. Right on the back bumper, so close. Now he should have a run. He couldn't get back on the throttle. He is right there. Tries to get it down, turn it in. He is really driving the wheels off that truck, trying to make a move on the 16. Oh, the 230's in the wall. That's going to give Alex a chance to get by. Todd has an opportunity, dives it in down on the low side of the banking. Nate's in the wall again. And Todd is clear, gains the spot. And here comes Brian Hayberger. He's going to try to get by Nate as well. They enter turn 1. He gets it. Nate with some tough luck there with the wall. Loses 3 spots in a lap. Back up front, Michael Kennedy not letting go of that lead. He is still at a second gap to Andrew Groves. Joseph Klein is 1.5 back. Nolan Milnes is in 4th. 2.9 seconds out of the lead. We're at 29 laps to go. Coming to 28 this time by. Still a lot of racing to be had. Great driving by all these drivers tonight. This track is so tough. It's so hard on the tires. It's so hard to keep the truck out of the wall. And that we have 13 trucks still out on track out of the 16 that started. Really good job by these guys. Now the 29 is starting to stretch the lead out a little bit on Groves, but I think it's Groves falling back as Joseph has caught him for second. They're going to battle it out here. Jump on board the 14 truck, Joseph Klein. Actually jump in and pull the gyro gamut. That keeps it interesting. Gives us a closer look at the wall. See him work the wheel here. Tries to make a run here at this 48 for second. See him fighting it back and forward, trying to keep it from getting too loose. You hear the tires squeaking. Try to carry that momentum with the throttle too, so he closes in just a little bit. I think he's just overdrives entry just a little bit. 48's right there, scraping the wall, sparks everywhere. One that's gaining a lot is Nolan. He's 2.2 back of the lead now, and he is closing in on this battle. He's not too far back actually. We can jump on board with him, and we can see he's about the same gap behind Joseph now. He has caught them.
Go high, Michael.
Playoff drivers first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 10th, 11th, and 13th. 16 drivers out. He's first one out tonight. Oh, big dive in here. He's down there. They are side by side. Looks like he's going to clear the 14. Now he sets his sail for the 48. Again, Michael Kennedy's up to a 1.9, almost 2-second lead over second place now. So these guys are battling it out though, but that 84, again, like we talked about earlier, long run truck.
Boys, go high.
Ivan says stay in. He's staying low. Go high, boys. Not that high, Joseph. Keep it out the wall. See the side-by-side battle for position as they get to... That was 3 wide for a second. Great driving by all these drivers. Out of turn 2. Looks like Nolan is going to have an opportunity at Andrew here at the exit of one of these corners. Like, he is carrying good momentum off of the exit of corners. Yeah, turns it down, able to get back in the throttle. I don't see this taking too much longer. Andrew's going to put up a fight. This is for second. Man, Nolan right up to his bumper. Let the truck rotate down the hill out of 2 and then back up. Both of them driving really good there. Nolan's just trying to figure out where's that opening. Where can I get that drive off? He lets the truck rotate even more. Back into the throttle, it gets loose on him. Now he's there. Does he do something with it? Not yet. He's gonna wait. He is so there though. Oh, we see the 48 get loose. Now they're side by side. 48 drives it in deep, hard into the wall. Get it off the wall, Andrew. 84 gets clear and by. 48 down low. 14 is going by. All right, 2.8 seconds separate first and second. 19 laps to go in this race. That is under 2/10 a lap. That's all he's got to do. It's already 2.6. That 84 is coming. That 14 is trying to tag with him. They try to make their way back to the front and to get caught up with Michael Kennedy in that 29. Michael has led the last 34 laps. In 4 more laps, he will be the lap leader as Todd is at 38. Todd's still back in 7th place. Hasn't been able to move all the way up through the field. Check in with him. We see, is that Mark coming down? Yep, Mark's coming down pit road, gonna make a stop. Morgan Sterling did that a few laps ago, 3 laps ago or so. Some of these guys like, these tires are done, give me a new set. Let me have some fun with some freshies. I don't blame them. Wrong button. Alright, we see. Again, this is going to be our closest battle coming soon here. It's going to be this battle between Nolan and Michael. And Nolan is nipping off a lot more than what he needs to catch him in time. We are at 15 laps to go. The gap is 1.8 seconds. $14 laps remain now. Gap still closing. Joseph wasn't able to keep the pace with the 84, but he is still in 3rd, 3.7 seconds back of the lead. Andrew Groves in 4th, Alex Fuller 5th, Brian Hayberger 6th, Todd Smith 7th, Nate Brooker is in 8th, Brendan Decker is in 9th, Morgan Sterling is in 10th. Mark Owlett has made his stop, come back on track. He is 2 laps down in 11th. Ivan Deschamps is 5 laps down in 12th. And Edwin James is 13 laps down after heavy repairs at the end of stage 2 in 13th. Tim Felker, Jareth Van Sluten, and Trevor Benz are out of the race in 14th, 15th, and 16th respectively, as we see the 29 get a little out of sorts out of turn 2. You see that 84 just closing in. I wonder who's the hungrier of these playoff drivers to want this win, to start this playoffs off with the most points they can get at the end of this race. Nolan has swept the stages. He's not led the most laps and won't, as Michael now has that locked in, unless I think the only cars that could catch him is Todd, if Todd was up there, or Joseph is close enough still. But Nolan has led the laps that have mattered at the end of each stage, gotten the max point so far. So now it's just a matter of can he get to this 29. That's the first step, and he is on pace for it. 1.18 seconds back with 11 coming to 10 to go. All right, drivers are being given the signal. 10 laps to go of the race. And now we are under a second. We are about to see a heck of a battle for this win between these two really good drivers. Joseph Pine still in third. He's got about a second over Andrew Groves, who's in fourth. And then they've got about 3 seconds ahead of Alex Fuller in fifth. So our top four I don't think will change other than first and second most likely. If Nolan gets there, we could have a heck of a battle. He is trying. Chopper cam. You can almost see the 29 in the camera shot. He is so close. Now it'll probably come into the angle. Flip cam shows it better. You can see he is gaining on corner exit. Those tires, he's just able to manage the truck for the longer runs that we have seen. Certainly tonight, we've had some really decent sized runs where you got to take care of that right front tire. Got to keep the temp down in it. Keep the grip in the rears. That way you can have that power off of the corner exit, and he is making it happen. As that gap is down to 0.6 of a second, we are coming to 6 to go. This is not a sure thing, folks. The 29 is doing everything he can to run these clean laps and keep himself ahead of the 84. And that closing rate has slowed down. Right out of turn 4, down across the stripe. 6 laps remain here at Darlington. You see the 84 get a dive into the corner. He makes up a 10th on entry. You hear the 29 off the throttle a little bit in the center of the corner, and there's a good run for the 84. He made up 0.2 in one corner. He's coming. Nolan knows what's at stake. You know, a chance at getting this point lead possibly and being able to pull out a bit. Any stretch, any lead, you know, after one race isn't a guarantee, but these guys have really raced well tonight. Knowing how tight the field is, 12 points separated all 10 trucks at the start of this race from first to 10th. And this one race isn't going to change that fact a ton. But we're going to see a couple drivers that had rough nights tonight lose out on some much needed points. As these competitors are out here battling, we've got playoff drivers in the top 5 spots. Nolan is there, knocking on the door. Out of turn 4, they're going to cross the stripe for 3 laps to go. 3 laps remain here at Darlington, and the battle is between these two. You see the 29 get a little bit of gap out of turn 2 there. Now the 84 is going to try to drive it in. He's going to let that thing rotate though. Try to get the drive off low. Not completely though. He stayed a little bit higher there. Carried that momentum out. Kept it off the wall. Now they stay pretty equal this time down the front stretch. 2 laps remain. Holy cow. I'm telling you right now, he is to his bumper in the middle of 2.
Come on.
That's where the move is. That's got to be it. Now he's going to look high. He's going to try to cut it back down. as they come to one lap
They're
to
going
go.
ahead on the inside.
White flag is out. White flag is out. 1 lap to go now. Here we go. Battle for the win.
Thank you, sir.
Michael has it. Nolan is right there for it. See if Nolan can get that run off of 2 like he did last time. And he does. He definitely got it turned down. He comes up. Can he do anything with it? To the high side he goes. The 29 drives it in deeper. The 84's into the wall. Tries to rotate down underneath him.
Heartbreaker. Good win, Michael.
29 wins it. Woo!
Thank you.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Holy cow. Congratulations, Michael, on a heck of a win. Nolan, you guys put on a heck of a battle there. That was fun to watch. Great racing tonight, guys. Great way to start the playoffs. Top 3. Come on down to the waiting room after you celebrate, and we'll do interviews here shortly. Thank you, guys. What a finish. The 29 gets another win here. Let's see. Let's pull it up here.
Good win, Mike.
That will be
Like it.
the
Job
first
there, Michael.
win for Michael in this Truck Series season. Nice job. Good way to start the playoffs.
Hey, buddy.
What a race. I'm excited about that. That was fun to call. That was a blast to watch. Great battling by both drivers. The 84 gave it his all. I really thought that momentum and tire saving, but that 29 was ready for him when he got to him and kept it out of trouble. Great drive tonight. Excuse me. All right. Sounds like we've got interviews to do. So let me go ahead and get that fired up. There we go. And we will go to TV2. Where it's at. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do my camera thing. I don't feel like chasing these cameras around. Just hold tight for just a second as we get things ready for the interviews. There we go. Bring up our driver stuff here. There we go. All right. I'm just going to wait for third place Joseph Klein to get here in the booth. And we'll have interviews here shortly. Again, thank you guys for hanging with us tonight. Again, in memory of Tammy Jo Summerford, our thoughts and prayers are with Ben and your family. Glad to see you in the chat with us tonight. I know you guys had a heck of a weekend, and I know the services were today, and just want to let you know, we love you. We're thinking about you, still praying for you, and if you need anything, please let us know, brother. We're here for you. As we're waiting for the guys to get in the booth here. It looks like Joseph just popped in. Let's go ahead and grab him. Joseph, it's Jason in the booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? Heck of a drive tonight. You're going to come home P3. Truck looked pretty good. You kept it out of trouble for the most part. Kept the fenders on it. Tell us about your night.
Pretty normal night. I think it was stage 1 or 2. Nolan was packing air behind me out of 2, and I kept my foot in it, and I just let go of the wheel, and it self-corrected. It did not hit neither the inside or the outside wall, but I was at like a 45 or almost 90-degree angle twice in about 100 feet.
Oof.
So that scared the crap out of me. Other than that, yeah, I hate that Nolan played it perfect in the end of stage 2, got around me there. I would have used more of my truck physically, but I knew that there was a whole another stage to run, so it just wasn't worth it to me to kill both our knights for a stage point or a stage win or whatever.
Yeah.
Other than that, really good racing. Just wanted to stay on the lead lap and be up front in clean air. But still working on leading and not overusing my tires. It's just something I'm not good at yet.
Yeah, managing the lead is difficult. Certainly when you got to worry about them tires. It is one of those things that I still I don't know. Clean air to me, I just like to drive. I drive harder. I just don't have anything in front of me to make me kind of remember I need to slow it down a little bit, take care of my equipment. But a heck of a
Exactly.
drive tonight. You ran basically in the top five all night. You led 33 laps. You kept the nose clean, 0 incident points at all. So a couple taps here and there or whatever. No big incidents. You didn't let the lady in black deal with you too bad. So that's good. That's a good night for Darlington. And these trucks looked like they were super tight to drive too. So definitely a handful. To make it through the night without any incident points is a job well done, and a top 3 to go with it. Heck of a performance.
Yeah, that just means I wasn't driving hard enough if you get out of here unscathed like that.
Well, you and first and second all had 0 incident points, so I think that's I don't know. I'll take that as a that's what it takes to survive, though. That's what it takes to be there at the end, up at the front,
I do be the truth.
and all it takes is one wall hit and some wheel damage and having to drive around for 20 laps to ruin your night. So heck of a drive. Well done tonight. Again, congratulations on P3. That's a good points night overall. We had a couple playoff drivers have trouble, so that helps separate the field. We still have 2 races left in the round, so anything's still possible. Um, Next week we go to, gosh, I got to pull up the schedules because I'm not prepared. Next week we go to Bristol. So another track that you got to keep your right front out of the wall. What do you think about that? What do you think about going to Bristol on the more or less on the positive side of the field? Is it something where you start looking to maybe play it a little safe and make sure you keep the truck safe until the end, or do you go for the stage wins and the win?
Well, just about any time I try and play it safe, I end up getting torn up. So, I mean, no one's really safe at Bristol. I'm sure my game plan will be to kind of just hang out wherever I am and try and be there at the end, but at least, maximizing stage points when I can and just not push the envelope to, wreck the field or whatever.
Right. At least focus on, trying to stay, have a good qualifying, stay up front, be up front, and just keep the nose on her. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
almost the
yeah.
same game
Break
plan
the
that you
track.
did tonight. That's a good outlook to have for it because Bristol can get tight. It can get hectic, certainly when you got, if we get 15 to 20 trucks on track, I mean, that could be a bit of a handful when you're dealing with lap traffic and if we have any, green flag pit stops or anything of that sort, it can get a little crazy. But ought to be interesting because I think we are running, yeah, it's 200 lap race, so that's a lot for Bristol. I think that's what we did earlier in the season. Pretty certain. Trying to look to see, and I don't see it on there. I thought we raced it. Oh yeah, there it is. 250. Oh, we did 250 earlier this season, so it is 50 laps shorter in the second race, which is crazy. Thanks NASCAR for making it 2 different distances. But ought to be fun to watch. Ought to be a great race. So before I let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I give a shout out to you for putting on the broadcast, the boys in Noob Squad Racing, Alex and Nolan, and the other ones. They just haven't been around lately. And then lastly, definitely want to give a shout out to Mr. Summerford and his family. I put those logos and decals on there, and there wasn't one lap that I wasn't thinking about him and his family. So really, really, really wanted this truck to be up, like, for challenging for the win there, but it was in good spirits for him. So
Yep, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Ben, we are always thinking about you through this time and Ben was even in the chat tonight making some comments, so it was good to have him on board in the chat box. So we love you, Ben, and we're here for you if you need anything. And thoughts and prayers to you and your family through this really tough time. And hopefully we'll see you back in the booth and on the track here soon.
Sounds good.
But all right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go for the night. Again, congratulations on P3, and we'll see you back on track next Sunday night at Bristol.
Yeah. Hopefully, I just signed a lease for a house that I'm moving to in Texas. So hopefully, I gotta tear my whole house apart and my rig, and then move and rebuild
boy.
it.
Timing. I'm telling you, you're gonna have to work that timing out just right. You gotta work it around racing, Joseph. That's how we do this.
No, trust me, I know we're basically in the off season of everything else. I'm like, there's only like two days that I cannot be moving. So.
Well, hopefully that all works out for you, and congrats on finally getting the move. I know you've been planning this for a while, so we'll see you back on track here soon. Okay, buddy?
Sounds good.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
All right, that was Joseph Klein. Let's get second place up here, Mr. Nolan Milnes. Let me find him. There we go. Nolan, it's Jason in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Congratulations. P2 tonight. You come up just a little bit short. You had the truck. You showed it all night. The more the laps ticked off, your truck was faster the longer the run went on. You won both stages tonight, and it looked like you were coming to try to collect the sweep and that trophy here at the end of the race. Great job. Just a little bit short and a little bit of wall there on that last lap. But otherwise, great drive. Kept the nose clean all night. 0 X's on the incident point counter. Tell us about the night. Anything else you could have done different in the final, let's say, 10 laps to catch Michael and pass him, or was that pretty much it?
Man, I think I got what I wanted there on the last lap. I obviously I would have rather have had it a lap or two earlier for multiple chances at it, but the dirty air did have an effect here. It made you step out more, and it made you lose front grip. And so, coming off of a corner, you got to be extra cautious. So the way I was working it, the best I could do is I could kind of back up and almost run a diamond, like we all were. But if I could get a really good run off of 2, I made most of my passes getting into 3, right?
Yep.
I saved enough tire that I could get there on the bottom or on the top in this case of stage 2. But I had the run I needed on the final lap. Either I did the wrong thing by going high, and then I definitely did the wrong thing by just overdriving the corner. I think I knew it in the moment. It was just a lapse in concentration and a skill issue on my part, because if I had just hit my marks in that corner, what it was is I didn't want him to beat me to the apex and then get up in front of me.
Yep.
So I wanted to beat him to the apex so that I was to his outside, but in doing that, I overdrove. I probably didn't need to do that. So in retrospect, I really should have just been a little better getting into that corner. I think I could have done it. I did it to Joseph there on the outside. I think I could have done the same thing, but I was just a little too assertive trying to get it into the corner. But other than that, what an awesome race. I thought it might be a wreck fest just because it's a hard track.
It's Darlington, yes. She usually breaks hearts more than anything else, and otherwise, a really clean race. There was a lot of Darlington stripes to be had tonight, that's for sure. There was a lot of sparks flying on my camera. Now, some of it could have been net code or what else and whatnot, but I saw some trucks put some right fronts up into the wall pretty bad tonight. But everybody held it pretty darn good, and that made for some really fun racing. These green flag runs, when you see the comers and goers early, and then you see them, you see that flip. It's fun to watch who's doing what, and you guys put on some really good racing for a track that you could tell it was hard to pass unless you got the run at the right time. You had to work for each pass. You didn't just come up on somebody and you were faster than them. You came up on them and you made the move, like you were saying, like you were doing a lot tonight, coming out of 2, because you could exit low and straight off and carry that momentum down the backstretch to where you were side by side going into 3, and you had the line, you had position. And so that was fun to watch because there was a lot of guys spending 3-4 laps to make that count, and that's kind of what it looked like it did there at the end. Like you got to him, and then you lost a tenth, and I was like, okay, he's going to make another run, and then you make that run, and you're right to his back bumper on the next to last lap, and it's like, okay, he's not beside him yet. And then that last lap you came out of 2, and I was like, there's the run. And it's like he gave you the high side instead of the low side. And I mean, that makes it more difficult nonetheless. But like you said, when you have a lapse in judgment on how you're wanting to make sure you don't give up, that position. You don't want him to be able to clear you in the middle of 3 and 4. It's really easy to kind of overstep that to try to protect that because we feel like we have to. But still a heck of a drive. Well done tonight. You almost max pointed it. Darn close. I mean, it's only 1 point difference, so not a bad deal with such a tight field to start the playoffs. I mean, that's a statement. That is a statement. Heck of a drive tonight.
Thank you, man. And I just want to say, obviously, with the hood and everything, shout out to Ben. I was thinking of him already, so I really wanted to win it for him. Not that everyone wasn't,
right,
thinking the same thing. A lot of people were, had the decals on it, but I went all out, and I'm like, man, I would love to win it for Ben. But we're all racing with Ben in our hearts tonight for sure, and especially on today. But
right. Yeah,
I don't know if he was watching and all that, but
he was in the broadcast chatting with me in the YouTube chat, so he was watching. It was a great race, and it was good to hear have him chatting in here as well. So we really hope and pray that his family can get through this hard time, and we can see him back on the track here soon and back in the booth, because it was fun having him in the booth last Sunday. But thoughts and prayers have been with him for the past few nights. It's hard to think about a lot of other things, but I really appreciate the support that so many drivers have given in a group where we don't know each other personally. We've never met in person, but yet we come together for things like this. And in the worst of times, we're always here for each other. That's the best part about First Gear Racing that I really enjoy. That's what I hoped it could become, and I want it to be that way in the best of circumstances too. So you do win the award for the best car tonight, the best truck for sure, because you put it on every quarter panel, every angle we're at. I could tell what your truck was, but it doesn't lessen the fact that I appreciate everybody that grabbed that logo that Edwin made last night. That took time to get it on their trucks. I know not everybody could. Not everybody's a paint magician. Some people race sim stamp paint numbers, and it's not their paint job. But for everybody that did,
Yep.
I mean, I just appreciate everybody's support to Ben and this league, because we're a family, and you brought it tonight. That is a sharp looking truck. I didn't know if orange and blue was going to go that well together. And then you showed up and said, I got this. And it looks great. And much appreciation for you and your support for Ben and his family at this time. Again, second place tonight. Next week we go to Bristol. What's the game plan going to the tightest track on the schedule for 200 laps?
Try to beat Alex, who's really good there. And then he won there in the regular season, and I know he's the guy to beat. But I really like that track. He taught me a lot. Thanks, Alex. We'll see if it works. I'm really looking forward to it. I didn't even think about what was next on the schedule until you said that, but that excites me. So yeah, that's all I got, man. But yeah, love the band, man. That's all.
Right. Well,
all
awesome job. We appreciate you. Again, we're going to go ahead and let you go. We're going to get Michael in here and talk to the big winner, but you have yourself a great night, and we'll see you next week at Bristol. Okay, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right. Take it easy.
Yep, see it.
All right. That is Nolan. P2 tonight with the best tribute truck as well. And then let's get our big winner in here. Michael, it's Jason in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, buddy. Congratulations on a thrilling win there at Darlington. you really brought it there in that third stage, and then even under the pressure with Nolan coming there at the end, able to hold him off and take that checkered flag. Tell us about your night. I know it started off a little rough. Qualifying looks like contact with the wall, so neither lap counted. And then kind of had to start from the back, but you made a good push of making it through the field and taking your time, and then you were right there when it mattered.
I did. I put myself behind the 8 ball there, but I figured, I think there was like 15 trucks, so I didn't really get spun out about it. Just clip them off one at the time. I think I got to 6th into the first stage, 4th or 5th into the second stage. And at the end of, or during the second stage, I noticed I was struggling through 3 and 4, and I kind of changed my driving style, adjusted the brake bias a little bit, and I really found something there. And I said, well, I'm gonna try this for the third stage. So we got tires, and Nolan and Joseph, they let me go, and I think that may have been to their detriment, because I said, well, when they let me go, I said, well, I'm going to just go hard and then make them run me down. So that was kind of my strategy there, and I think I got enough out there that it was enough to keep it, hold on for the win.
Yeah, it definitely, you could tell there at the beginning of that stage, it was like they're not battling him, they're letting him go. The 84 had been kind of showing that hand all night. He's really, more of just waiting for the truck to come in and having a little bit better truck at the end of the run, and it worked in the first 2 stages. But in those first 2 stages, he didn't have the 29 getting by him. So,
Yeah.
you have that change of plan. You don't know what that driver, is what he's bringing to the table now. That is the biggest thing I saw, is because you pulled out to a decent 2-second lead. Joseph cut it down a little bit, and then he started to fall off. Nolan then takes second, and then he just keeps nipping and nipping and nipping, and it's like, okay, we're going to see that, that battle. It's going to happen. And he got there, but he couldn't get the run with, 4 or 5 laps to go. He kept coming up to you, but he couldn't get beside you. And it took until just that last lap, he got out of 2, and he took to the high side. And that, he had made it work in stage 2, but like I just talked to him, he just kind of, hit that skill level issue where he knew he didn't want you to clear him into 3, so he overdrove it a little bit too much. It could have been closer, but man, he gave it all he could to try to get there, but you did a great job of getting out front. And then when it came to it, your truck still had the speed. You didn't burn up your equipment tonight or anything like that either. You still had good speed with that truck at the end of that run, which was our longest run of the night pretty much. So that was a really good job. Really good job.
Yeah, that was what I just tried to do, was just, and then in that type of situation, when you get out there into a lead, it's very easy to make mistakes, hit the wall, overdrive it. And I said, well, I want to just run my pace and run my line and make him, if he gets to me and drives by me, there's nothing I can do. But I didn't want to beat myself, what I'm saying?
Well,
so that was kind of my strategy in that.
You made it work tonight. You made it work to a T. That was well done. That was fun to watch. And your drive from the back to the front throughout the night, you showed you had a truck that could do it. Like, it's not like it wasn't like you came out of the blue just in the third stage. You just made the right nips and the right bits through the stages, and then it just happened to be, on that restart, everybody's thinking, oh, it's the longest run of the night. We got to take it easy. And they didn't race you. They didn't push hard to fight you. And so when you kind of get handed that, and you've been running, a decent run all night, gaining on the field, heck of a run to then be able to continue it, because you get up front, your truck drives different, everything's a little bit different, and you didn't overdrive the truck. You took that truck and you continued to see it through that whole run, which is a really good job. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, first win in first gear for me.
Yes, sir.
I think I've been with y'all, about 8 months now, and I've been trying.
You have been working your butt off to get a W, and tonight you got one at one of the toughest tracks we go to. In any car that we race.
These guys are hard to beat, man. I'm telling you. I've been on here for 5 years. And you can go in official races and just, I can do pretty good, win and top 3 or 4. But these league races and these long races are tough, man. They are just, I don't think people realize how tough they are. to beat some of these guys.
Yeah,
So
it
proud of that.
is a battle. It is a battle. We have a lot of good racers in this league, and that even though we've been doing this now for I don't know, what are we at? A year and a half with first
Yeah.
gear racing, and we've been doing, keep adding more and more to it. But all these races have decent links, even these stage races do, and you see how the transition of the drivers have changed from officials that are usually short and being aggressive to then learning and adapting to how to run these longer races. And you're seeing these drivers transform right before our eyes. Like, it's amazing to see. Even in your case, you got a win tonight. It's your first win with the league, and you have been in the midst of running up front so much in your time with us, but it's that adaptation of going from more of a short run official style racing to that longer run style. It's trying to adapt and learn to be better with the truck in this case, like tonight, or like in Gen 6s, you're super fast. It's figuring out how to do it for such a long run with no guaranteed yellow, stuff like that. It's so hard to win these races. It is so difficult.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, these guys are just so tough to beat. It really just is crazy how good they are, like Kyle and Nolan and Joseph and Todd. And just a lot of my thing is self-inflicted sometimes. I'll be fast and I'll speed on pit road or jump a restart zone or spin out, like at Richmond, running second and spin out. So anyway, I just I was doing cartwheels and backflips a while ago before you got on. So that was fun right there. I enjoyed it.
Well deserved, man. Well deserved. Next week we go to Bristol. We go to the smallest track on the schedule, 200 laps. What's the plan now? I mean, wins don't lock you in. It's still a points race. So you gain good points tonight with how you ran. We had a couple drivers in the playoffs that had issues tonight that are going to be a little bit further back. What plan do you take to Bristol? Do you try to just stay up front, run up front, or is there a little bit of caution, knowing that the playoff field is still kind of tight?
For me, it'll probably just depend on field size. If we have kind of like we had tonight, 15 or so, I think you can be aggressive and go. If we roll in there and we've got 25 trucks, you really kind of have to play that strategy of, hey, like, you got to survive it because you're probably going to have better racers, more lap traffic. So it kind of depends on that for me, looking at it. But Bristol is one of my good tracks. I think I finished second or third there going back when we raced in
the
March.
earlier part of the season. Yep.
Yeah, so I think I'll be pretty good there. It's just you can't get caught up in other people's mess, and things happen so quick at Bristol, especially in a sim.
That is true. That is so true.
But looking at the schedule, New Hampshire, I haven't raced New Hampshire a whole lot, so I'll have to get in there and really get down in some practice there. I'll have to use the whole hour to really figure that out because that's the flatter style tracks. I don't really excel there. And then the Roval, I go ahead and tell you, I'm going to be just dog crap there because I cannot turn left or right. Talladega, that's a crapshoot. And then Martinsville, I had a pole in Martinsville back when we raced there in the beginning of the year, and I beat myself and spun out. So if I can just make it to Phoenix, that'll be the telltale. Just see if we can make it there and just put on a race and see what we got.
Absolutely, man. Well, we really appreciate you being here. Again, congratulations on a heck of a win. Well deserved, long time coming, and we'll see you here next week at Bristol. Before I let you go, I always give the floor to everybody in interviews. Anybody want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Michael Moquin. I don't think he races in the trucks with us a whole lot, but I think I see him in Gen 6. And I was having some issues a couple of weeks back with stuttering and freezing up, and he took the time. We messaged back and forth for about 2 weeks, and he really helped me out, so I appreciate it that he done that. And Mr. Summerford, I think he had a loss in his family, so thinking about him. So
Yeah, he lost his wife Tammy Jo this past Thursday. So our hearts have been kind of sunk and thinking about Ben and his family and what they're going through. And Ben was in the chat and the stream tonight, so he was keeping good spirits with us. So we appreciate Ben and want him to know that we're all thinking about him and his family through this hard time. And yeah, Mr. Mike is the guy. He's the tech guy. He's done a lot for many of us trying to get our PCs to act right in these race lobbies. He helped me a lot with my upgrades I did a few months ago. Other than recommending a cooler that didn't fit in my case. Other than that, I had to return one item. Other than that, it's been perfect. I still give him 5 stars on the Google review for Mike's Tech Shop. So,
Oh yeah.
he's an awesome guy to help out and always willing to give a hand to somebody that needs some help. So, again, congratulations on the win, man. Heck of a race. Go enjoy it, and hopefully you can come back next week, and maybe we'll see you right back in victory lane again.
Mr. Jason, I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you. You have a great night, okay?
All right, see you, bud.
See you, buddy. All right, that was Michael Kennedy, our winner tonight. So that is going to end it for us. We will bring up the final results for you guys just one time here. Michael Kennedy, our big winner. Nolan Milnes second. Joseph Klein third. Andrew Groves brings it home fourth. Good run for him. Alex Fuller gets a top 5 tonight. Todd Smith, some repairs had to be done to his truck in the cautions and the stage brake, so he could never get all the way back up, but he does get to 6th place, so still a decent finish for Todd. Nate, who's going to come home 7th. Brendan Decker in 8th. Brian Hayberger gets a top 10 in 9th, and Morgan Sterling rounds out the top 10. Mark Aulet's in 11th. Ivan Deschamps in 12th. Edwin James in 13th. Tim Felker in 14th, and Jareth Van Sluten in 15th. And Trevor Benz runs out the field with issues early in the race, finishes 121 laps down to the field in 16th. Now, just for an update, because I do have it here, I'm going to pull up for the points here and just give you guys a reference on the point standings currently after tonight's race. So that's going to leave right now our current point leader is going to be tied between Joseph and Todd. Are both at, 2,061 points. Andrew Groves falls to 3rd, tied with 3rd with Nolan, and they are both just 1 point off of the point lead. So the top 4 separated by 1 point. Michael Kennedy is going to be 9 points behind them in basically 5th by himself. 6th place is going to be Alex Fuller, and he is 10 points off of the point lead. Brendan Decker in 7th, 27 points back. Edwin James in 8th, and the cutoff point, the top 8 move after the round of 10. So he is at 30 points back of the lead, 3 points back of Brendan Decker in 7th. Mark Aulet and Trevor Benz in 9th and 10th, and they are 31 points and 36 points out respectively. But out of the actual bubble, they are only 1 point out of the bubble. Mark is, and Trevor's only 6 points out of that playoff bubble. So still a very, very tight field. 1 race down, 2 races left to go in the round of 10. Next week we do go to Bristol. Hope to see all of you there. Again, congrats to Michael on his first win with First Gear Racing tonight and in the Truck Series. And we will see you guys back on, next Sunday night. So thank you guys for jumping on and hanging out with us. And we will see you next week at Bristol. Have a great night.